In July 2010, at about 4:30 p.m, a near-miss incident occurred on the southbound carriageway of a new road construction project. Two workers were on the ground, standing on a layer of gravel, preparing the geotextile fabric. The workers were facing south, with their backs towards a grader. Neither of the workers were aware of the position or movement of the grader, which began reversing towards them. The workers were not directly behind the grader, but to the rear and side, approximately 2 metres from the path of the grader. The grader operator was not aware of the position or activities of the workers. As the grader approached the workers, one of the workers caught sight of the moving grader from the corner of his eye. He quickly moved to the second worker to alert him of the grader that was moving towards them. Fortunately, in this instance, no one was injured. However, this incident could have had very serious consequences. The area supervisor witnessed the incident from approximately 150 metres away. While the supervisor realised that the grader was not going to strike the workers, he was concerned by how close it came and subsequently raised it as a high potential incident. Safety-wise investigators undertook an investigation of the incident. Our investigator conducted witness interviews and utilised the Incident Cause Analysis method, ICAM, to determine the basic cause and identify all the contributing factors related to this incident. As per the Incident Cause Analysis method, or ICAM process, the investigator collected data under the 5 key areas of the people, environment, equipment, procedures and organisation, otherwise known as the PIPO process, our structured approach to data collection. Just some of the key information found was that the weather had been fine, with good visibility, all equipment was in good condition, the workers were wearing correct PPE, and the daily toolbox had been attended and signed by all personnel involved. The investigation found that the basic cause of this near-miss incident was that the 2 labourers on the ground and the grader operator did not make arrangements to ensure effective separation of duties. However, importantly, the investigation also identified multiple contributing factors which were classified as per the ICAM elements of absent or failed defences, individual and team actions, task or environmental conditions and organisational factors. Some of the absent or failed defences identified included the lack of delineation, a spotter and verbal communication. While individual or team actions included the fact that separation was not maintained and there was no radio contact, it's important to note that any errors and violations must be considered in light of the task or environmental conditions present at the time that may have influenced behaviour. In this incident, for instance, there was a change in the task from unloading rockfill to laying down geotextile. The swims was quite long and complex. The noisy environment resulted in the labourers not hearing the reversing beeper, and the grader driver was not aware of the proximity of the labourers. These conditions appeared or were allowed to go unchecked due to deficiencies in organisational factors, such as the fact that there was no clear direction for supervisors to prepare swims with labourers, there was no clear expectation about separation of labourers and equipment, and revisiting of daily pre-starts was not always enforced. As per the ICAM process, all of the contributing factors identified under absent or failed defences and organisational factors were addressed with recommendations based on the hierarchy of control in order to achieve our goal of prevention of recurrence and reduction of risk. The following actions were recommended to address the absent or failed defences and organisational factors identified in the investigation. Separation of personnel and equipment with particular emphasis on blind spots and no-go zones. The safety team must actively and regularly audit coaches and supervisors. Swims must be reviewed by supervisors who directly carry out the works with particular focus on separation from equipment. Risk assessments must be reviewed and up to date, capturing a review of past incidents. All high potential incidents must be communicated to all staff on site. Our final step in the ICAM process is to identify key learnings, which are lessons that could be applied more broadly across the organisation or industry. The key learnings for the construction company relate to: rules for critical risk must be clear and easy to follow by all labourers and supervisors. Rules for critical risk must never be seen as optional. Systems to cope with exceptional circumstances must involve a formal risk assessment process with the appropriate level of management approval. Heavy mobile equipment and labourer interaction must always be viewed as a critical risk. While it is fortunate that no injuries were sustained during this incident, it is imperative that the recommended action plan be implemented to prevent similar incidents and to ensure the safety of all personnel.